Welcome. I'm so glad to be here with y'all today. I'm Jackie Payne. I'm the founder and executive director of Galvanize USA and Galvanize Action. We are rapidly scaling up to become a cultural force in the lives of 24 million moderate women. We have built trusted programming that women love and return to week after week. Not only because they really enjoy the entertaining content, but also because they feel seen by it and supported in this content. So let's kind of take a look at some of the content program. We advertise to our audience on social media where they are. So this is an example of a Facebook ad. They see the ads, they like what they're seeing, and so then they click through and subscribe. Once they subscribe, we send them personalized text a few times a week. And those texts then drive them to content on our media where they can learn more, go deeper, share their own opinions, and see how the rest of the community is responding. So here's just a quick example of the kind of text someone would get. And what we asked them was, do you remember your first grade teacher? Mine was Miss Lucy. She made a huge impact on me. I'd love to hear about your experience with school and how public school shaped your life and community. At a time when public schools are under attack and the Department of Education is being dismantled, this kind of gentle engagement prompts our audience of moderate women to reflect on the value of public education in their life. And they can see how others in the community responded and how they valued it, what it meant to them. By bringing it top of mind like that, it makes it more salient, it makes it more personal, and it increases their will to take action to defend it when we need that. Dear Grace is our advice column. Grace meets our audience where they are on the specific issues that are salient to them. Women write in and ask Grace hundreds of questions every month. We use this advice column to meet them where they are on the topics that they are most interested in, right? Is clearly taking up their brain space because they're asking for support and help on it. We choose the questions, and we respond in a format that is entertaining, that is kind, that is relatable, that is solutions oriented, and that supports personal growth. No matter what question we choose to answer, our research-informed content is designed to build up their confidence and agency in every aspect of their lives. So in this example, this is a question that we got from a woman who said, I just can't get over the appearance of this guy. I really like him, so relationship, but I just can't get over his appearance. I don't like his teeth. Why did we choose to answer this question? We chose to answer it because our data shows us that this is a specific problem that is heavily Googled by women. It draws readers in. People are like, oh my God, what is Grace going to say? When Grace answers this question or any of the questions, she is trying to get folks to reflect on their own priorities, their own values, and to honor them with their actions. Every month, we run a series of community conversations, and those conversations are focused on a single topic. We invite our community to apply to participate, and they know that if they get selected, they'll get paid $100. We form the groups intentionally so that they authentically represent a cross-section of our audience, because we want moderate women to see themselves reflected in these conversations. They should resonate with the stories they hear. They should feel some belonging and connection. Once they realize they're not alone and we've increased their feelings of linked fate, we build up their power. These digital conversations might be focused on a current event. We've done them on immigration or abortion, or a topic of particular relevance to our audience, like menopause or the legacy they want to leave behind. They are facilitated by Lori Shipper, who is a social worker on our team. She is incomparable. She really helps meet women where they are. She hears them, she engages with them, and then she guides the conversation, which often involves a lot of laughter. These are really fun, and sometimes tears. Like, they can be really moving and emotional. So it's highly entertaining. But the content and the conversation moves the women who participate in it towards prosocial growth, and it moves people who watch it towards that personal growth. As these conversations are recorded, we take clips out of each of them. We test them to make sure that they're going to have the desired effect of moving people towards prosocial growth. And then we pick some and then we text them out to the community. And what you'll hear is how women are talking about the fear of conflict and how that can hold them back from fully engaging with our democracy, and how they want for themselves and for their children to stand up and speak up. So let's watch this.
Raise your hand if you avoid political topics for fear of damaging relationships. Raise your hand if you see yourself as a peacekeeper in your family or your social circle. What do you think contributes to our societal discomfort and intolerance with conflict and distress?
Hurting someone else's feelings. They don't want to be judged by someone else.
Also come up like be afraid that their emotions are going to discredit their opinion. Oh, it's just another hysterical woman, like don't listen to her. It's becoming easier. It's taken a lot of like growth, and also personally I look at my 17-year-old daughter and I think like what I want her to just stay quiet. I don't want to send that message.
I've always kind of been the peacekeeper. I don't want my children to feel that they have to keep peace or have to please all sides. It's important to be a genuine person, but it's not important to just keep peace for the sake of not having arguments.
I've always been the type of person, I'm going to stand up for myself. And my mom used to get angry at me for doing that. I'm not going to let somebody just treat me any old way. I'm a lot more outspoken because of the way I was raised. I just don't want to live that way anymore.
It's time for us to regain our power.
So I hope you can see why I love that. The format lends itself to being highly engaging. It's kind of has a real world vibe to me. It's video, it's authentic, it's relatable. It's also clearly kind and problem solving. And then they're designed to tap into what motivates moderate women and address those barriers that hold them back from acting. Finally, I'm just going to talk briefly about the fact that we run these hot topics. They are quizzes that encourage women to think about what they think and exercise the muscle of taking a position. These quizzes can be created really quickly, so we often use them to help moderate women process current events. Do that like in October, we had Indigenous Peoples Day. We asked, have you ever heard of Indigenous Peoples Day? And 32% of our audience had never heard of it before. So then we provide a little context and history. And in the end, we have people asking them, what does it mean to you to expand our American story so that everyone is included? It's a way of quick nudge, right? That helps them to think about things, or they hear what we've heard in the last 100 days, this attack on DEI. Before they see the whitewashing of American history. At our current pace, we have 710,000 subscribers to Galvanize Together. There's about 1,500 women sign up every single day, and we have nearly a 70% retention rate. Our original plan was to kind of slow and steady wins the race. We wanted to do this in-depth transformational work. We wanted to build to 1 million this year and continue to cultivate this digital community for the long haul. The lessons of 24 have taught us that we cannot continue business as usual. Slow and steady growth is not enough. If we want to compete for the attention of these ever-expanding audience of news-avoiding women, we have got to expand and scale. We are growing to become a cultural force in the lives of 24 million moderate women. We're doing it with 4 steps. Number 1, rapidly growing our existing digital community. We're going to get to 1 million as soon as we can. Number 2, learning from the media consumption study, we're expanding all the content we have designed over the last 2 years, all the Dear Grace columns, the In Focus content, and we're going to be putting that onto social media where our audience spends the most time. The third is we are taking our successful model and developing new platforms. So we have to develop new content strategies. So we have all the content I just showed you, but there are audience segments that we want to do better with. Young women, 18 to 34, are the most likely to be news avoiders. They tell us that it's not good for their mental health to be paying attention to the news. They're looking for relief. So what does it look like for us to develop new content for them that is designed for social media that really speaks to those goals they have, that the vibe they want, and offers them content that will feel good to them, return to them, and help them have a path where they can have a meaningful, purposeful life, which is what they tell us they want. Finally, we have our digital ads. Digital ads still have a role to play. As we're building over here, we're going to still be running our ads so they directly get to moderate women where they are on streaming TV. It's just a reallocation of resources so that we're doing a lot more on the cultural media side, in addition to what we've demonstrated just our excellence in, which is those digital ads. So we're committed. We're going to make that scale as fast as we can, but that will only work if as we scale, you scale. We need you to scale your investment in. And I want to please invite you, share it with your network. We can do this if we build together. So share it with your networks, invite people to learn about us, see if this is something that speaks to their soul, and have them be part of the team. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Deeply appreciate you.